welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be talking about the cell cycle and the cell division. Now, what is a cell cycle and a cell division?
The earth is teeming with the countless living cells. You have 100 trillion cells in your body alone. And they are you. Cells come in all shapes and sizes. They perform thousands of different functions in the life forms of Earth. They work together to form the tissues of all living things. But cells do not live forever. Eventually, they die.
Fortunately, they have the ability to reproduce first through a process called cell division. It begins with a chemical signal to prepare for reproduction. The cells grows larger. It's called the G1 phase of a cell's life. After growth, the cell duplicates its DNA. This is called the S phase of the cell cycle. The DNA is then checked by enzymes for mistakes and rework. This is the G2 phase of the cell cycle. When ready, cell division begins. It's called mitosis. And the cells divide. Mitosis begins when the nuclear membrane dissolves and the DNA thickens, called phosphase. Special fibers called spindle fibers form on each end of the cell and grow toward the DNA chromosomes. The fiber then attach to centromeres on the chromosomes and pull them into a line in the middle of the cell, called metaphase. The chromosomes are pulled apart with the spindle fibers to opposite side of the cell, called anaphase. Last is telophase. Two new nuclei form. The cell then divides into two, called cytokinesis. All of us started life as a single cell that divided again and again. But that first cell experienced something special. Sex. The cells involved in sex are produced by a process called meiosis.
Now we have this presentation of the life cycle of two organisms. The first picture depicts the life cycle of a butterfly, while the other one shows the developmental stages of a human. Why does this little caterpillar turns into a butterfly? Or even how does such a small baby turns into an adult? Butterflies go through some spectacular life cycle transformation that is from a lowly worm into a glorious creature that floats on the breeze. On similar lines, humans also follow a developmental pattern. They go through a series of developmental stages from the time of birth to the time they mature in an adult. And these transformations are mainly possible all thanks to the process of cell cycle and cell division. We all know that each multicellular organism begins life in the form of a single cell. So how does a single cell get transformed into a large organism? To comprehend this, let's understand the concept of a cell cycle and cell division. Let's begin with that definition. Cell cycle is a series of well-orchestrated steps including cells growth, duplication of genetic materials, and cell division usually resulting in two identical cells. In other words, a cell passes through various steps in order to grow, copy its DNA, and finally split into either 2 or 4 new cells. Now this is a cell cycle. And what exactly is a cell division? As the name suggests, cell division is a process in which a single parent cell divides into either 2 identical cells or 4 cells each with half number of chromosomes. So, can we say that the process of cell division is a part of a cell cycle? That's right. That's how it is. Do all cells divide in the same way? The answer is definite no. Every cell in our body has a different tendency to grow and divide. To be precise, some cells divide throughout their lifetime while the others do not divide once formed. For example, our skin cells have a high turnover rate due to constant wear and tear and divide very frequently. On the other hand, our nerve cells do not divide once formed. Now going back to the cell cycle. As the name suggests, the process occurs in phases or stages, the series of steps that repeat in cyclic manner. But for our convenience, we majorly divide a cell cycle into 2 phases. The first phase is called the enter phase, and the next is the M phase, which represent the mitotic or meiotic phase. The enter phase prepares the cell for cell division. Hence, it's also called preparatory phase. In this phase, the cell grows and makes a copy of its genetic material, the DNA to be precise. On the other hand, the M phase is the dividing phase of the cell cycle. It carries out the task of actual cell division. After going through a series of steps, the cell first divides the nucleus into 2 sets followed by the division of the cytoplasm. This gives rise to 2 identical daughter cells, and this process of cell division is called mitosis. Similarly, instead of a once parent cell divides twice to give 4 daughter cells, each would have the amount of genetic material compared to the parent cells. This type of division is called meiosis, the one useful in the production of gametes. Now tell me one thing, will both the phases, the enter phases and the M phase have the same time duration, or will one phase count longer than the other? If yes, then which phase will need more time? Just think about it. Imagine we were to prepare a meal. The actual time required to cook the food is usually less compared to the time we take for preparation. That is right from getting things from the store to getting things ready for cooking. we consume a lot of time pre-cooking. The cell is an exception.
For the most crucial challenging tasks, like division of nucleus followed by the cytoplasm, the cell takes a lot of time to prepare for these steps rather than the actual divisions. The interphase lasts much longer compared to the end phase. We will be astonished to know that the interphase occupies more than 90% of the total time required for one cycle, and only the remaining less than 10% of the time is needed for the M phase to get the new cells formed.
So all the important functions like growth, duplication of genetic material, synthesis of newer compounds and organelles, all of these are carried out in the interphase. It is believed that the cells takes up approximately 24 hours to complete one cycle. However, this duration can vary from organism to organism and from one cell type to another. Later, at the end of the cycle, the new cell produced can start the exact same process all over again. That's the reason why it's called a cycle, as it does not follow a linear pathway.
And that's the end of our video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so that we can learn together. Thank you for watching!